Welcome back to our third podcast for WT Sampson in our broadcast room, I guess. My name's Gus.
I'm Aaron.
I'm Abby.
I'm Maisie.
Maisie and Abby are our two special guests today. Abby, you are in 11th grade, if that's correct. And Maisie, you're in maybe
Eighth.
5th.
Yeah.
She's in 8th
Fifth,
grade.
yeah.
Abby, you've been here. How long have you been here for, Abby?
12, 13 years now?
Yeah.
Non-consecutively.
You took a break here, right?
Yes.
Yeah, just one break year.
2.
2?
I missed 5th and 6th grade.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You came in 7th grade. Maisie, how long have you been here for?
2.5 years.
2.5. What a newbie. All right.
Honestly.
Same as you, Aaron.
Okay.
Alright, so let's get into our first thing of today. So, Abby, I think you wanted to run a hypothetical by us, and we're going to start with that first.
I would love to
this
run
is
a
very long.
hypothetical.
Yeah, if you need to pull out your phone for it, go ahead, because I know it's on there.
Okay.
This is a very long hypothetical, so try and keep up.
And she has a hard time reading it without laughing. It's
very long.
when you get to the old lady part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright.
And I've tried to do the same thing without laughing, and it's difficult, you guys, so cut her some slack.
I don't even know what hypothetical means, so.
It's like, if you do this hypothetically.
It's like a fake scenario.
You know Ben Shapiro?
Oh my god.
Oh my goodness, Gus.
Don't talk. Okay.
Okay,
I'm starting
It's an if situation.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you want a year's supply of Diet Coke and a helicopter came to drop it off on your helipad, which is on top of your skyscraper, but the rope snaps causing all the bottle caps to fly off, spraying Coke everywhere, and out of nowhere, a comet made of Mentos flew at the building from space, missing the building but landing in the ocean nearby. Meanwhile, a lady near your building accidentally loses her hot air balloon and the balloon starts to float up to your helipad. Meanwhile, a man mopping your helipad slips on the soda and falls on the balloon, bouncing him off. Meanwhile, a window cleaner slips and falls off a building, but the window cleaner and the mop man grab each other's arms in the mid-air, and they both start spinning like a helicopter and save themselves by flying into space, never to be seen again. And at the same time, you are on top of your helipad, picking up the bottle caps, but you slipped and got a back injury. Would you call an ambulance or the police?
I would call my mom.
I would just call, no. I wouldn't call anyone.
Yeah,
I'd be
why?
done with life.
Is that your guys' answer? Well, guess.
Wait, why would you call the police?
Because
You're missing out on your lifetime
Oh,
supply
yeah.
of Diet Coke.
Well, okay, here's the
You
thing,
have to
though.
be reimbursed for your Diet Coke loss.
Well, okay, but here's the thing. A lifetime supply of Coke. Are they really going to bring that much Coke that you can store it in your penthouse?
Why wouldn't they?
But, wouldn't they do it, a monthly supply?
Oh, maybe.
Yeah, exactly. So I would
Yeah,
call the
but I'm
ambulance.
still getting gypped out of 1 month of Diet Coke.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Why does it have to be diet?
How much
Well, here's
Diet
the thing,
Coke
no.
do you drink at a time?
None. I hate Diet Coke.
Yeah, but, I would probably call the ambulance because I broke my leg.
Okay.
And then
It's a back injury.
Or a back injury, sorry. And then the hospital bills would be paid by the police because I sued them.
Alright.
Why'd you sue the police? They had nothing to do with it.
Not the police, the,
Coke company?
Yeah.
Yeah.
In all honesty, I was laughing too hard to actually pay attention to what was happening because I was anticipating because I've heard this before. So
Yeah.
I knew what was going to happen, and I couldn't stop myself from laughing.
Alright, time to get our sponsor out of the way, just in case, we might talk more about it later, but our sponsor is Diet Dr. Pepper. That's right, crazy, I know, right? The same thing that Mr. Garza, our beloved principal, drinks. So our sponsor is Diet Dr. Pepper,
You can get
and you can get 20% off for every single 3 boxes of Diet Dr. Pepper when you use the code Mr. Garza, capital M, and then there's a period between R and then it's a capital G. No spaces, but yeah, that's Mr. Garza, and you will get 20% off for 3 boxes. So that's pretty good.
Nice.
Good deal.
it's a bodaciously wicked deal, Gus.
That's what I'm saying. Wicked.
If,
I don't even know
if
what the
Diet
first word
Dr.
means.
Pepper is your thing.
I don't even know what does the first word mean. Bodacious.
Like, awesomely. Have you
Oh.
never watched Kung Fu Panda?
Not in a while.
I watched it the other day.
Or
With my
like
good
you-
pal.
And
And
you watch the movie and you're not actually watching the movie. You're just know what happens, and then that's all. Yeah.
That movie's awesome.
Yeah, why would you skip out
Who's
on
your
Kung Fu Panda?
Well,
Who's
I
your
didn't
favorite
skip
character
out.
and why is it the Sensei turtle?
Okay. Who's your favorite Kung Fu Panda character?
the saber tooth or the tiger, whatever.
Tigress.
Yeah, tigress.
She's cool.
I like
Yes.
the snake one.
I think her name's just Viper.
Yeah.
She's cool too.
Yeah.
And she's got She's got little flowers, but she doesn't have ears to hold the flowers, but they stay in place. So that
Disney.
I think
DreamWorks.
DreamWorks. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
You need to turn Ganon off.
Yeah, can I turn Ganon off? Okay. So I have this microphone to talk to the producer in case I need to, but I'm about to take the battery out. Okay, so I think my favorite is probably the Sensei Turtle. I forgot his name.
Master Oogway.
Yeah, Master Uruguay, yeah. I was gonna say Sensei Wu, but that's definitely not right.
Yeah, he's Ninjago.
Yeah.
And you just know that.
That's my favorite. Oh, my favorite's Monkey. Like,
of course it is. That's your person.
Monkey.
Monkey.
I like Monkey, and I like Tai Lung, and I like all of them, because that movie's awesome.
If you ever find yourself stumbling upon Abby's Instagram account, it's all monkeys.
It is. Okay, so I think we should go into our first topic. I think that would be, probably appropriate. Our first topic I'm gonna start with is pros and cons of being a teen here versus, like in the States. The two people who can probably answer that is Maisie and Aaron.
Yeah, they're our state's experts.
They are. We have two states experts on board.
And two Gitmo experts.
Yeah, we've been here too long. Same as Maher. R.I.P. Maher, but he moved.
Maher was here for like 15 years.
Yeah.
13, right?
I don't know. I've almost outranked him.
I know.
Yeah.
Amir was like born
Yeah, his
here.
younger brother Amir was born here. And the only time he would ever go to the States is when they visited. He's never lived there till now.
That's nuts. I can't imagine living in the same place for 15 years.
Alright, so Maisie, where did you live? Like, you lived in
I lived, before I came here, I lived in South Carolina, but that was only for like 2 years or a year. And before that, all over the place, so.
But how is, like, life for a kid there different from here?
In South Carolina, it was kind of different in the States because here you can just say, Mom, I'm leaving, and then she'll like, be back at this time. But in the States, it's like more like, who are you going to be with?
Yeah.
What time are you getting back?
Security
Are you
reasons,
sure?
yeah.
Like, or you can't leave the house because it's just not safe. Yeah.
In my experience, we moved here just before COVID shut everything down, but now it's kind of open again. So I'm doing like my pre-COVID experience. I know there's not much to do here as far as activities go, but somehow I still managed to do way more here than I did when I was in the States. I was in Florida, for anybody curious. And it's just because everything was so far away. Like, if I wanted to go out and do something without needing a ride, I would walk to the gas station across the street from my neighborhood and buy a Slurpee. And that was it. And I was, like, just in the house all the time with only, like, school, house, and then, like, maybe I would do something with my family on a weekend. But it was, because people think it's really boring here, but I had way worse a time in the States. Because there was, like, yeah, there's nothing to do here, but in the States, there's so much to do, and somehow I couldn't do any of it.
I think the other part about that is that even though there's nothing to do here, you have more freedom.
Yeah.
So that's where a lot of people come in, and that's why it's such a good argument. Is because people are always just like, well, there's nothing to do here. Yeah, but you also have way more freedom here. Like, I bet you have to, like, me personally, I would have never been able to do, like, go hang out or go to movies with, like, friends until I was probably, like, 16, which I am now.
Yeah.
Like, I got here when I was in 6th grade, and then once I started to get late 7th grade, early 7th grade, or late 6th, early 7th grade, my parents are just like, all right, have fun. Just be home by, like, 10. And then now it's, like, 11 or 12, because my parents don't really care.
And the free buses here help a lot.
Oh, yeah, the buses are free. Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah.
And, so, basically, I lived on a hill, right? Like, up a plateau. And the buses, couldn't get up it. So, basically, my middle school bus, when I started middle school for, like, a month or two, we had to take the city bus for it. And so we had to buy bus passes, and that was so expensive. And I was only going, like, 3 minutes.
It is crazy. And, like, a lot of people complain that there's nothing to do here, but there is. You just kind of have to look for it.
Yeah. I mean, what are your experiences of here? Because you've been here since you were, like, a wee little lad, right?
Yeah, I moved here when I was 2, and I lived here up until 4th grade, and came back in 7th. And now I'm 17. Well, since I've lived here so long, I also was just like at some point too young to do anything without my parents, so I kind of hated living here. So, because at that point, all the memories I had of doing, and like enjoying being out and stuff was the small vacations that we had when we went to the States. So when we lived in the States and I did all the stuff that I wanted, I was like, oh, okay, I guess I can just hang out now. So when we came back, it was so underwhelming to find out that the thrift store here, and there's no antique shop that's actually worthwhile. The library is small and they don't have the book I want. There's no book section for like young adults at the next. There's just the
There's just
store.
no book section in general.
They have like coloring books and sticker books at the front next to the cash registers for some reason.
Oh, in like the ink pen aisle.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for like babies. I don't. It's kind of underwhelming when people come down here. They get so excited for the first it's with everybody.
Oh, yeah.
When they first move down here, everybody is so excited to live here. They're like, I'm gonna go diving. I'm gonna go to all the beaches. I'm going to join the scout troops. They can do those things, and you can only do those things so many times until you're bored of them.
Yeah.
And I've been doing that for like 12 or 13 years. And now I'm tired of it.
That's why I'm so glad I can drive now, so I can actually just go out with friends and just hang out. Like, we've gone to so many places. A lot of them we probably shouldn't have. But
It's not the kind of thing you admit, Gus.
On a school podcast. I mean,
who's gonna stop us? The principal? All right.
Yes.
It's not like we're driving through Mr. Garza's neighborhood.
you don't know what Mr. Garza does at night. Be a vigilante or something.
He makes podcasts.
Mr. Garza would be a vigilante. I can see that.
Are we allowed to say this?
Yeah.
He's Dr. Pepperman.
Dr. Pepperman.
No,
Yeah.
Diet Dr. Pepperman.
Diet
yes.
Pepperman. All right. But yeah, I think that's so. I've only been here for 5 years. But when I was younger, I used to be able to just go to a friend's house, with a trusted babysitter or with a very trusted friend, and only to their house, down the street. And by the look of your two faces, I could definitely tell Gannon's doing something in the back. Pretty stupid.
Maybe a little bit.
Maybe a little bit, yeah. Okay, Gannon. So basically, and sometimes when I was with my friends, we had this gas station basically across from the neighborhood, down the street, whatnot. And we would go there and buy candy and then come back. And my mom was sort of afraid by that, but we never got hurt, so she didn't really care. But I mean, I sort of liked where I lived because I was just a mile away from my cousin's house, and then half a mile from my school. So when I was in 3rd grade, my mom would start letting me bike to the school and my cousin's house and my friends, 'cause it's the same neighborhood. But when I moved here, she didn't really know, so I was sort of kept in the house and the teen center.
Oh, I forgot about the teen center.
Yeah, the good old days. I've always been in the teen center here because they allowed preteens in there, and then once I turned a teen, they kicked the preteens out. So I didn't really care. But basically, it's not bad living here. You sort of just have to seek out adventure almost. And there's always so much you could do. But I was hanging out with Ethan and Connor and some of the boys last night, or the other night ago, and they've never been to SAC until that night. And Ethan has been here since 9th grade.
I think so.
So 2-3 years now, and he's never been to SAC or the pet cemetery for that matter.
I haven't been to either of those
I don't
places
think
either.
I have a
Pet
dog in the
cemetery
pet
is
cemetery.
not a normal
No, but it's
location you go to
yeah,
hang
but
out.
well, it's just right next door, so I was just naming a location near there. But they've never been up to SAC. Which
I went there.
Not even exactly. Not even a drive past. And honestly, the road on it, if you're taking a bike, that's so fun to go down.
SAC stands for school age care, by the way.
Teen Center stands for Teen Center, and then no, sorry, it's not SAC, it's CYP or not CYP.
CDC.
Yeah, Child Development
Center.
Yeah.
And then the SAC is the youth center for
That's the one in our
in
neighborhood.
betweens.
Yeah. But
Well, why would they go to the Child Development Center then?
That's for babies. It's a nursery.
So what we did is we just needed to find a place to park and just kind of hang out for a bit. So we were in the neighborhood and we're just let's just park there. Because basically we were parking in so the way Nob Hill and Villamar set up, or not Nob Hill, but Villamar, is they have these like 4 people houses, 4 garages, and then like 4 parking spaces for each, like 4 extra parking spaces. And we were parked there, and we're like yelling and stuff like that because we were having a good time. And we're like, we should probably move before someone gets mad at us. So I'm like, let's just go up to CDC, and we'll just park there because no one's there. So that's how we got there. That my car is pretty loud.
Your car is so loud.
Sounds good though. I like it. It's also my car, so I sort of have a biased opinion about it.
Even though the window doesn't work.
My windows do not work. I know exactly what I need for them, but they don't work. So don't roll them down, or else I'm gonna absolutely just like throw you out the window that you have opened. Alright.
That's called defenestration.
Oh yeah, I keep forgetting there is a word for that. I learned that today during Bugum.
On to our next topic. I'm an only child, but these 3 all have like 3 or 4 siblings.
I only have 2.
That's more than I do.
Yeah.
And
I have 4. It's not a competition, but
she wins.
Well, if we were playing golf, I win.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
I
She
win.
would win.
I got a hole in 1.
She's got
You
a hole in
none.
0. 0 siblings.
You guys have any funny sibling stories?
Oh yeah, I have a
I
bunch.
don't.
Which one, Sabrina or Henry?
I think Henry's funnier than Sabrina.
Okay, yeah, because I don't really have anything on Sabrina. Actually, I sort of do, but not. Okay, so
You're already laughing. I can tell this is gonna be good.
Henry's gonna hit me for this story. I love this story though. This story is great. I'm gonna switch this around. Actually, this is okay. So oh, shoot, which one do you guys want to? Okay, do you want to hear one? Okay.
Collect your thoughts, Gus.
What does Henry do in his free time that led you
This
to
was
that?
back in Montana when he was like very young. Basically, okay, so Henry's story of a lifetime is he was born in Rhode Island, moved to Montana, and moved to here. So he's only been 3 places. But in between Rhode Island and here in Montana, he has somehow done the dumbest things imaginable. And I say that with pride because I can do some pretty stupid things. And ask really dumb questions I answer immediately. Well, okay, I'll do. I have 2. I can share 2. So I'll start with the short one. So the short one is that Henry has always been a very oddball, and basically, I was playing. Actually, no, I was upstairs in my living room doing whatever. I don't even know. I think I was building a Lego set, and this is a very short story. And basically, Henry figured out that the cats poop in what they like to call a litter box. So I guess you can tell where this is going. And while my mom is doing the litter, I hear her literally say, "What the heck? Gus, come here." I was like, why was I sitting out? And so I come over there, she's like, "Do you know who did this?" I'm like, "Mom, I use a toilet. Like, I'm potty trained. I don't know what you're talking about." And she's like, "Where's Henry?" And we go get Henry, right? And we show him this, like, a human-sized dung inside the litter box, right? And we don't know if he went to the bathroom in there, but we know he took a dung in there. And it was so funny because my mom was so flabbergasted that he actually, like, opened the litter box, or didn't, we don't know.
Positively hornswoggled.
And just, like, took a dung in there, expecting no one to notice. Like, there was just a human-sized poop inside of the litter box, and we're like, oh my lord.
Maybe.
And Henry once flushed a cat down the toilet, but we won't talk about that.
What?
At least attempted to. She got out. But let me tell you, all of a sudden we hear a whoosh, whoosh, and then we just see a wet cat just run out. It was like, what the heck just happened?
What kind of?
I was playing the Wii at that time.
What kind
I love how you can remember every single, like, what date, the time, what you were doing.
Okay, so I think this was when Henry was in 2nd grade.
A second
You
grader
should
should
know
know.
better.
No. This is a different story. This is my
Okay.
second story. This is my second story I can remember off the top of my head.
Who-
So
Second story? So the cat flushing and the litter box pooping
oh no
were
no.
part of the same
No, no,
story?
no,
Yeah,
sorry,
I
those
thought he
were
was
2
gonna
things.
eat the cat
Those
poop.
were 2 things.
So
Those were 2 things.
it's better
Oh
than
really?
you did, yeah.
That went better than you
Yeah.
could have been.
Okay, so fine. Third story. Okay, so so we've had to put up. So you know those like extra locks on your door.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we had to put like an extra one of those really high up,
You had to like.
and I had to get on a chair in order to open it in order to go out the house. just because of this story. So Henry was like, I think second grade, first grade, and one day, magically, he gets at the house. Now the back door, we could tell no one went through there because I was downstairs, next to the garage, so I would have heard it. But basically, Henry unlocked the front door, opened it, and ran out. And what he did is we have one house here and one house here. Now, he went to the house here, went in their backyard. This is what we're guessing. Put down his pants and pooped. I'm not
That is with Henry and not using a toilet.
I do not know. But my man's literally went into the next yard over and took a whole, like, dung. And we were, like, out searching for this child for, like, 30 minutes, right? We even got, like, our babysitter involved. Because she was supposed to babysit us that night, too. And she later finds Henry walking down the road with no pants, no underwear, one sock. One sock. No shoes. One sock. Walton just down the street with poop smothered all over his left leg. Literally all over it. Like,
Just the left?
This is his leg. It's just and we have no clue how that happened. I'm so sorry if Henry sees this. Henry, I love you so much. Henry's the greatest brother I could have ever had, honestly. He's the
How was it on his left leg but not his right leg?
That's still part of the mystery we're trying to solve today.
Alright.
And we'll bring it up too with Henry. Like, and that's what I love about Henry's. We'll start talking like in our family, and we'll remember this stupid thing that Henry's done, and then all of a sudden the entire thing goes on, and he's like, "No, it didn't." We're like, "Yeah, it did."
You weren't conscious yet.
You know, I remember. He's like, "I remember everything." We're like, "Yeah, sure you do. What do you eat for breakfast?" He's like, "Oh, mac and cheese." We're like, okay, that sounds right, because we wouldn't even know ourselves. Do you have any good stories about any of your siblings?
I do, but I would rather live.
Okay, Maisie.
I mean, I have one about myself, but
Oh yeah.
Maybe you
Go
wanna
ahead. Go
share?
ahead. You're a sibling technically.
okay. So this was like I was 1 or something because I wasn't adopted yet, so I was still in foster care with my parents, my mom and dad, Mr. Lurcher, and he brought home a toilet seat, and he like for little kids, you know, like toilet seat, so I don't fall in the toilet. So I put the toilet seat on my head, and it just got stuck. All right, and so I walk out the bathroom room screaming my head off, and it just won't come off my head. And so what we have to do is, now keep in mind, I'm not legally their kid yet, so it's kind of like a gray area. What they had to, I'm screaming, so they close the blinds and they get a saw out, and I'm thrashing around because my dad has a saw by my head, and he's sitting there trying to saw.
Well,
this
like
toilet
a
seat.
regular hands-on, like.
Yeah, like a.
Oh, that's even worse.
Yeah,
that
a
takes so
toilet
long, and you
seat.
just feel that tug, and
Yeah,
you just
and,
hear it
like-
like slowly to your doom.
And with like one tiny, whatever, they could be like room for the rest of their lives because I'm not their kid yet, so it's even worse. Still belong to the state, and my dad tells me this story all the time. He's freaking out. They have to close the window. I'm screaming, and they're just sawing a toilet seat off my head because it got stuck on my head.
Like one of those
somehow.
plastic ones.
I don't even know. I don't even know.
I mean, I would assume it was plastic.
Yeah.
If it were like ceramic or something, poor you.
No, it wasn't.
I mean, if it was ceramic, you could take a hammer and just.
Yeah.
And boom, the entire thing just like falls off. There might be some crumbles, but you never know. Or like a nice necklace, of where it still is. That part might not break. That part might be the strongest. That'd be a weird, a ceramic like potty toilet bowl for babies.
That'd be an awful decision because
Imagine if
they
it
break
bro-
it.
Yeah,
They're
imagine
dumb little babies.
Imagine if it like broke and it's boom.
I would be so upset if my porcelain like potty training toilet seat smashed.
While you're on the toilet.
Yes. That'd be so upsetting. That'd be devastating. I wouldn't know what to do.
They would make like negative sales right off the bat. They would have to like make like
porcelain's
3
fancy.
and then like close down the factory. That would be so upsetting. Oh my
That's
God.
something a rich person would do, though, for sure.
Oh yeah, most
Porcelain
definitely.
potty?
Oh yeah.
Absolutely. And it'll
I
sing
mean,
to them,
porcelain
too,
is
when they
a
flush.
porcelain
Obviously.
sink is a thing, but you also don't sit on that. So.
Well, there are also...
You're not supposed
Porcelain-
to pee in the sink.
No, I said sit on it. I didn't say pee.
There-
Yeah. Got you there.
Alright.
just as long as we all agree that urine should remain not in the sink.
Yes.
Or the floor. Don't put it in the floor either, you guys.
Or on paper towels in the boys' bathroom.
Is this an...
That was weird. Whoever did that, y'all are just weird for that one.
Yeah.
There are special receptacles in the bathroom for materials such as these. Please use them. They're there for a reason.
Okay, so hear me out, right? In a bathroom, a men's bathroom, there are 2 urinals at least. One is short, one is tall. If I ever see a little kid who could barely poke his head trying to use that tall urinal, I'm gonna chuck him after he's done. Like, that deserves, like, a smack in the face. That is so dumb. Or if, like, a really tall person is using, like, a short urinal, it's just like, dude, come on, just wait.
He's got shrimp posture.
It's like,
He's hunched.
it's not their urinal.
I don't think your back is going to affect.
Well,
That
it
way
might
you
help
have,
with,
like,
it might
there's
help
2
with
toilets in each
aim.
bathroom, right? Yeah, at least 2 toilets in each bathroom. Which I don't get. So how did they pee on the floor? And then there's, like, 15 bathrooms in this school.
Okay. We should probably give some context to the conversation we're having right now.
Okay, so a while back,
You go.
I will say this because we have been called down into like a meeting for it, like a mass-wide boys' middle high school meeting, even with the male teachers. And so basically, one day, one of the janitors goes into the bathroom. I'm not sure if it was an upstairs or downstairs toilet. I think it might have been upstairs, which makes it worse.
That means it could only have been a high school, middle
Well, I
school.
mean, that's not true, because sometimes elementary schools go up there.
Why?
I don't know.
Okay.
But they found, like, pee covered in, like toilet paper pee, like, on the floor, just, like, sitting there, right? Like, just sitting there. I don't know, but sitting there. And the janitors tell Ms. Barbie about it, of course, because that's just weird, especially for middle and high schoolers. And then that's not the first thing that's happened. We've had another bathroom bandit. There's been a person who they made a really big deal about it, wrote a not very kind word on the wall, and everyone freaked out. By everyone, I mean the vice principal. I think
I'm pretty sure both of the principals freaked out. Pretty much the entire
Oh, yeah.
faculty.
I
Yeah,
mean, that
all
kind
the-
of graffiti is like if you were an administrator at a school and somebody wrote those words on your school property.
if I was in a public school, I would have been. Oh, that's just another one. I would have been on my way with it.
Well, but we're not a public
But
school.
we're also not a public school. Yeah, we're not regular.
Anyway, that's the story of the
bathroom
so-called
bandit.
bathroom bandit.
Yeah, and we were called down to a meeting for it. Also, if you flip the tables in W.T. Sampson School and you get caught, you will be charged with vandalism. Let that be known.
Yeah, don't flip over the tiny little, like,
Hand
side
sanitizer
tables.
holder.
Table, yeah,
Tables,
which
yeah.
I don't get why they're so mad at it.
You're
because
hurting their
the
feelings.
legs is it's just like the table, a pole, and then like a base.
And
The
the
So,
base,
base,
like,
the
with-
base works
with-
as a
yeah.
table for the same
The
thing. 'Cause
base
all they
is-
have is on those things is hand sanitizers.
it's it's a thing.
We got like 5 minutes,
Oh,
so yeah, we do.
should we do a fun fact of the day as is stated on here?
I could do a fun fact of the day.
I also have fun facts. Do we
Um,
all have fun facts we would like to share?
I have to think of a fun fact.
Okay.
So I'm a historical person, so I'm gonna say my fun fact. And it's not really fun; it's just a fact. But I think it's a lot of fun facts. Saturday was the day that the Battle of Iwo Jima was ended, and Iwo Jima is the battle that took place between Japanese and the American on the island of Iwo Jima, and basically it was like one of the bloodiest in the Pacific War like battles ever taken place. And if people know the y'all know the picture, the iconic picture of the troops putting up the flag,
Mm-hmm.
that was there.
Marines.
Those were Marines putting up the flag on a hill in Iwo Jima.
We have a little tiny one of those statues.
Yeah, I think I have the same
'Cause
thing. Some
my
in storage.
dad is a Marine and he is very proud of that
My dad
thing.
is too.
Yeah.
Once a Marine, always a Marine.
Yeah. I've even got a jacket that says USMC
Yeah.
over there. But my fun fact is less war oriented. They used to tax men for having facial hair.
Everybody knows that this part of your body, your like elbow area, is called a weenus, but this like the center of your forehead leading down to the bridge of your nose is called your glabella.
Glabella.
In
Yeah,
between the
and it
eyebrows.
doesn't- Glabella.
That's a fun fact.
It's a
I like
nice
that fact.
little word right there. Do you have a fact, Maisie?
What is it?
Well, I love animals, and so mine's an animal fun fact.
Awesome.
Did you know that sloths can hold their breaths for more than 30 minutes, and they're like excellent swimmers? So like if like hawks like come down in the trees, like into the trees to try to snatch sloths, they jump into the water and then they just chill at the bottom for like 30 minutes and then swim back up.
I feel
That
like
sounds
they
like-
don't move quickly enough.
That's what
to
I feel like,
swim
but they can
well.
swim.
Here's another cool sloth fact. Sloths move so slowly that when they're reaching for a branch, they sometimes forget that that's their arm and mistake it for another branch and start reaching for their arm, and then they fall and they die.
I also
Oh,
have
that's a
another
fun fact.
sloth fact.
Oh, Lord.
It's
sloths
just
sloths
a
are so
menagerie
interesting.
of facts about
Yeah.
sloths.
Go ahead. I don't have any.
Just like everything else regarding sloths, their metabolism is really slow. Sometimes it is so slow that they can, like, starve to death even when they have a full stomach. So, the more you know.
All right. Well, those are awesome sloth facts.
Yeah.
And I'll have to wrap it up for this one. We don't have a fourth one coming Friday. We're gonna start doing it Tuesdays and Fridays. So I'm gonna try, if you guys want to be on again, I can try and get you guys on again. Because now we have more scheduled practice. Because before we only had like 9 Fridays. That, and we won't be doing it during the 11th to the something.
16th.
The 16th because of spring break. Just that 1 week. But yeah, thank you guys for coming on. This has been fun. I really liked your hypothetical.
I'm glad.
I think everyone can take away from Abby's hypothetical.
Would you call the police or an ambulance?
Exactly. If
Share
you don't
your
know the
answers.
yeah, exactly.
Discuss.
This is-
Comment below.
yeah, this is there will be comments on this video, so you can comment below. Tell your friends. You know, we want people to listen to this.
Yeah.
If we get 1,000 views per video, we can make money off of this thing. Besides our sponsor, let's go. All right.
We need to close it up.
All right. Well, thanks for coming again. I'm Gus,
Aaron.
Abby.
Maisie.
and yeah, thanks for coming on the W. Sampson Podcast channel, episode number 3. See you guys on the next one.
Go Pirates!
Go Pirates! Yeah, there we go.
I'm doing a little hook, but I don't know if they can tell.